Hello people, this is Zippy and welcome to my classroom. Today I will be giving advice to my younger self. Yes. Um, if I could go back in time, if I could go back to when I started my teaching career 10 years ago, almost 11, yeah. Wait, let's see. Mm, yeah, actually 11 now. Um, this I have made mistakes, and I am praying that you don't make the same mistakes I have, because this world is tough. Okay, so the first thing I would tell myself is to be patient with yourself. Okay, starting your career, and this is in all fields. I think you really want to be 10 steps ahead of where you are, forgetting that success is a journey. And I really felt inadequate. I felt, no, I'm not ready for this. I don't know where to start. And at the end of the day, you're like, oh my gosh, that didn't go so well. Either, something you did that your bosses did not like, or something you did that your students did not like. There's no winning, at the beginning. But be patient, because you will learn. You will always learn. Unless you have closed your mind not to learn, you will definitely learn. You will improve. And that's why experience is something so precious, because you didn't have it before, and the more years go by, the more you acquire it. Okay, and especially like people skills. I was so scared of talking with parents. I was super scared, like, oh my gosh, what do I say, how do I start? But just be patient. These things come with time. I would also tell myself to be myself, because you are you. There's no other you. You are unique. Just be yourself, and don't try to be someone you're not, because you've seen your colleagues do things a certain way. That is their tradition. You want to copy that. No, work around your personality. See what works for you, and just be you, and everybody will enjoy the authentic you. Be yourself. Just that. Just be yourself. It's something you hear and you're not so sure what it means, but do you, and trust that what you're doing is okay. Okay, this thing I'm going to say next is a bit controversial, but I'll say it because it's something we've had before. But when you're starting your career, you're like in your early 20s, you don't think much about it. And that is, do not share your life with your colleagues. Yes, I said it. And why am I saying this? Because you're new, you're impressionable, you are you're just there like, yeah, this and this happened, and you might not have so much filter, especially if you're as expressive as I am. You might overshare, and oversharing is not always good. It tends to work against someone. So if you're starting your career, please keep most things to yourself, I would advise. Only share once you are comfortable with one person that you feel is sort of trustworthy because of ABC. So do not go around telling everyone everything. I have seen someone who shared something they should never have with their colleagues, and those of us who knew this person closely knew that this was not their real characters, just that they were going through a very difficult phase in their lives, and they did something and they ended up sharing it with some colleagues, which worked against them, and they actually lost their job. Because especially if you're in a sensitive career like being a teacher, if you make a mistake, just keep it to yourself, please. Don't go sharing thinking everybody is for you, or thinking everybody relates with that sort of thing. There are people who are looking for opportunities to just tear you down. So just keep most things to yourself, okay? Till you reach a point where you feel you have built maybe a very close relationship with someone, and you're sure about that person not leaking any sensitive information. I mean, you still need to make friends at work, right? But just be very careful, okay? And the other thing I'd say is keep your complaints to yourself, or take them to the relevant people, okay? So I think that it's just straightforward, that you might not be happy with the way some things are being done in your organization. You might not be happy with your head of department. You might not be happy with your supervisor. And then you go and vent to someone. And this is very, related to the previous point. Just, if you just go complain and say, so and so has done this and this and that and that, you didn't go to the right person. If you needed, let's say you were being harassed by one person and you didn't go to HR to say it, and this person gets to twist the story, it will be to your disadvantage. So if you have a legit complaint, go to the right person and tell them. But don't go complaining here and there. It will always work against you. Last but not least, go back to school early. Yes, I can tell you this for a fact. Going back to school when you're growing older is not a good idea. I promise you. If you are able to do any kind of training, a diploma, master's degree, PhD in your 20s, please do that. Because once you get married, you get children, you advance in your career, you just have so much more. You have too many responsibilities, and juggling school with your personal life is just hectic. So please just go to school early, but also keep up with lifelong learning. We never stop learning. No one stops learning until the day they die. So keep yourself abreast with things that are happening in your career, just even in the world. Find ways that you can stretch yourself. Maybe getting extra education or extra responsibility, but just keep learning. And that's it, guys. We've come to the end of the episode. It was really short, but I really, really hope that if you're starting your career, you don't make some of these mistakes. They might, put you in trouble, or you might find yourself in a spot you can never ever get out from, getting a bad reputation. So I hope that you've enjoyed this content. If you do, please like, share, subscribe, and I really, really hope to see you in the next episode. Okay? So, hoping this has been a lesson